Ladies and gents, welcome to a best of 5. We are in the second round of Hidden Cup qualies. You probably already know this. And we've got a fan favorite here in Freakin' Andy here in round 2. He is the favorite coming into this series, especially because of what he's done in tournaments over the past year. We started all off with Islands. He's gone for the Vikings, which is a classic pick. That'll be fun. And then we've got Bad Koala. And Bad Koala is the Portuguese. And Bad Koala is a very different player stylistically than Andy. Now, a year ago, you guys might not have known Andy, and I could have told you about him and talked about his styles. And you know, he was a player that I did discuss, but I think never really had like that big like result to really get the competitive viewers talking about him. Bad Koala maybe in the same category. Now, like Andy's not new. He's new at his ranking now and what he's achieving, but he's been around a while. And Bad Koala has been around a while too. And Bad Koala, there's a way to describe him, and what makes the series fun is it is pretty much the opposite of Andy. He likes to make lots and lots of army. Now, this is Island, so I expect there to be the naval approach. This is a true water map. There's always some people who really want to see some transport action, but realistically, this is going to test the skills on water, which very few maps do, like Islands. But if you're going to watch the series with me, just keep an eye out for those land maps, because basically Andy has a tendency to play very defensive and to play very low army and a lot of economy focus. And then Bad Koala is the exact opposite. Like, the amount of times I've seen Bad Koala go full feudal, which is extremely rare in 2024. I mean, I can't even... I could think of 5 games off the top of my head right now just from ranked. So I think that some of the later games, we're going to see a bit of that. And so the styles will clash today, and that's kind of my way to hype you up for this series. But $150 goes to the loser of this series. That much is guaranteed, which is really nice, especially for Bad Koala, who doesn't have deep runs in tournaments. You win this, you get $370 minimum, and of course move into the third round. Where if you're looking at the favorites, guys, if the favorites were to win out, it would likely be Andy against Sebastian. And that would be pretty incredible for round number 3. But we'll see what Bad Koala does here. A lot of people seem to think Portuguese are the best island civ. I still think that Italians are number 1. Now, I mean, I think it's slight, right? But I would say Italians number 1. Then you have like Portuguese, Vikings, Japanese possibly in the rotation. Actually, Armenians. Armenians are disgustingly strong. They've been banned a lot. Armenians might actually be in most pros' eyes number 1 right now. But Portuguese have always been ridiculous against the Vikings because they have a ship called the Caravel. And the Caravel is a scorpion ship that does especially well against galleys. Now, some civs, like Italians, can go fire galleys, and the Caravel doesn't do too well against that. I wish like players could try and do that. It looked like Andy tried it. That's pretty funny. But so the weakness to the Caravel is fire ship. Vikings don't have fire ship. So this is actually an amazing matchup for the Portuguese, I feel, considering we might actually see the Caravel play out. So if you had any temptation to go land, any temptation to go against the water play here, you got to not do that here if you're Bad Koala, in my opinion. Also, the way Caravels work, they're especially good against longboats because longboats stack on top of each other really easily, which normally is good because it's hard to hit them all. But when the units pass through ships, it's very difficult. So we'll see. Priceless says, are any of the original AOC civs the best in common map settings, like Undisputed? I mean, it depends on your definition of common map settings, right? Like, within the context of Hidden Cup, you would have Arabia. And there, I actually don't think there's Undisputed best civ on any map in this tournament. But Chinese has to be the one that comes to mind. Or were they AOK? I think Chinese is the first one that came to mind for me. But I don't think Undisputed would be the way to say it. They're a bit more vulnerable than they were in the past, let's say that. I don't think there's Undisputed best civ on any map. I think there's, like, on some maps, especially Islands and Cross, where they incorporate water, you're going to have civs that have water bonuses be near the top there, but like, Mayans lost to Incas on Arabia yesterday. Mayans lost to Hindustanis on Arabia this morning in another series, so definitely used to be Mayans more so in the past. So what's up, Poohee? Welcome. Also, salutes in chat to welcome some of the new mods to the channel. Wave 1 of new mods have come in. Now they are, I haven't told them this, but they are on probation, right? New job probation. And making sure that they can handle the amazing, not the amazing, the, what word am I looking for? The very important task that is moderating a Twitch channel. So don't make their life difficult. Look at Andy. He has 3 villagers on Shorefish. It's unique. Normally you're using the same villager to build all the docks. That's going to give him extra food income, though. That could actually make a difference in the uptime. Fire galley opening here for Bad Koala. Now, he'll know that the Vikings can't go fires. And galleys in low numbers can be problematic. The thing is, Viking docks are cheap. So it's fairly easy to go 3 dock opening with galleys. You save some wood there. And I like the galley opening as the strat here for Andy. But, you know, the front dock's a little bit awkward. Because normally you're going to side dock so you have a little bit more space and time here. T90, been watching your videos for years. Never just caught a live stream. Just wasted my Prime sub. Now, it's all good. Prime sub's not a waste. There's a lot of people out there who deserve the sub. So, it'll be back in a month. And you know what's in a month? Hidden Cup main event. Sorry, that's not meant to be, like, spooky. But welcome. Glad you could make it. So, already you could kind of see there how freaking Andy couldn't engage. He couldn't engage against that because if he did with the low numbers, he'd have problems. And these fires show up. Now, he can add a demo. He is actually pop-capped a bit, so the demo's not on the way, though. In the end, though, I still really like the galley approach. I think you get to this mass, and you're just, with the movement speed and the range, you're just able to micro down these fires so easily. Now, Bad Koala, what did we say about him? He likes land. And Bad Koala is making a transport ship from the back of his base, which is definitely not going to, lead him to get there anytime soon. But he knows that Andy might end up overtaking him on water because of this opening. I mean, it was clear as day for me based on what I've seen here. You don't even need the demo if you're Andy. So he's going to try and go to land. I find the opening on water quite underwhelming for now. So his plan must be to come back on water later on in Castle Age. And if the game goes late, the Portuguese do have some fun bonuses to work with. Look at that from Andy, though. If he lost that scout, that would have actually been pretty poor to scout any potential landing. But he just used the scout as a distraction there. And oh, no, don't tell me this demo is also going to connect perfectly. Bad Koala, gets rocked by the demo. This is the dream start for Andy, at least on water. Dun, 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 dun. All aboard! I don't think they say that for ships. I'm pretty sure that's just trains. But just pretend this is the train of the sea. And now he's going this way? Well, it's going to be a long time till he gets there. But Bad Koala will hopefully get there. And if he arrives on this side, it's actually much better than if he were to arrive on this side, because there's actually no stone or gold here. I think for him, he's expecting pressure here, and he doesn't want to go that way. He is falling back with his fishing ships to keep them alive. But Portuguese have more HP on their ships. There's lots of things to get excited about with Portuguese there. And just lost every single one at this point. Here he goes. All right. So you can come back on water, and if you get the upgraded fire ship upgrade, you do really well against feudal age galleys. We see that all the time. Andy still hasn't clicked up. So as good as Andy's engagements have been, he has been very heavy on wood and very heavy on gold to get here. Andy also has docked the back. Not really sure if that's for fish or what. He did go up to 7 fishing ships, though, so clearly. And now he doesn't see fishing ships from his opponent, so he is going to go try and kill them now. But here is Bad Koala. I said it in Dark Age, people. I'm not crazy. No, correction. I'm crazy, but I for a crazy person, I got the prediction right. Are you freaking kidding? He's going to make the stable right next to his opponent's mill? This is supposed to be a sneak. It's not supposed to be well, maybe he's sending a message. Oh, God. Oh, God. Andy notices this. Andy notices this. Andy wants to trap this. And Bad Koala builds his own house there. Awkward times. Everyone has a house. These villagers maybe need to run, but if you run, then you can't produce the knights. Andy's freaking out. Can Andy stop this? He killed a villager. There's no loom for Andy. Andy's on the way to the next stage. But now the stable has been walled in. I think you might need to tower here. I love the stable because it's so freaking funny to me that he built it right in his face because he saw the mill. But I also hate the stable because if it would have been sneaky, this would be knights and Andy's eco. And we have to say respect to Andy for realizing that he could delay this. Now, at the end of the day here, I think that as the Siege Workshop is somehow being built... the Siege Workshop is being built through that little tree and house. You know, this is going to go up. The knights are going to come out. The Siege Workshop's going to go up. Andy took losses. And Andy's adding a lot more fishing ships. He's going to have a lot of eco, but remember, he does not have loom right now. And it is in queue. Andy never even reacted with a barracks here. So no barracks for him. He wants to drop a town center there. And Bad Koala can't see it. Oh, can you imagine? That TC's crazy to me. Forward Monastery from Bad Koala. Siege is going to be on the way, and here he comes to pressure. And let's see what openings he can find. Andy, he came to play a water battle here. And Bad Koala has brought it to land. What did I say? Doubt we'll see water play, or doubt we'll see lands play, even on this map? Well, I was wrong. But, I mean, Andy's done a great job to make sure that he doesn't fall apart, right? He's protected so much. He has food income from fish. Now, what you don't want to do is lose your scout there, because then you can't convert the monks. And now the siege is on the way, and that TC is a massive target. And, I mean, I think you guys know this. Most of us would be completely dead against this push. This is insane. I don't see how you're supposed to be able to stop this. Everything is so freaking cramped. So much can go wrong. But this is Andy. Andy can defend with low numbers and an eco lead. Precisely what we said. Maybe just not what you thought was going to happen here. Nice micro there from Andy. Vikings don't get redemption, so you can't convert the enemy siege. You would need to use your own siege. And conversion happens there for Andy, but Bad Koala just diving. I think Bad Koala is actually doing the right thing here, because he kills the siege and he kills the monk. And this knight can't engage against this siege because this monk is here. So Andy's going to go forward with villagers. They are much faster, actually, because he's Vikings. And the monk went down. His knight isn't there anymore. I don't even know what happened to it, but villagers doing the job. Or not, actually, for Andy. Bad Koala. I mean, all that water control, his eco at home is untouched. This is why I wanted to cast this series, man. This is a great series. This is a crazy play from Bad Koala, who's just so consistent with it. And I think his style is so fun to watch against a player like Andy's. But Andy's defense, Andy turns it around. He's almost going to lose his TC here, but he turns it around. Bad Koala lost a lot of his knights here. He's lost a lot of his siege. There he kills some siege. And Andy still has 14 fishing ships working. He's still taking out the docks, and it is advantage Andy. With reds collected, Andy can be okay. And Andy, if only he had stone right now. If he could take stone, which is back here, he could maybe go towers or something. But look at this guy. Look at him. He takes out the siege with a converted knight. Here another knight comes in. The villagers for Bad Koala have to be careful. And now, just like that, Andy has more knights than his opponent. That is way easier said than done. Beautiful, beautiful play. And it's still far from over, right? This eco is wonderful here for Bad Koala. Portuguese can be great in the long run. You still have a forward at your opponent's base, right? You still have these buildings. You can use this, right? Monks can still convert the knights back, or maybe some villagers because you lost yours. You can do some great things. Now, I think something which could be fun for Andy here is actually make transport, and you use these monks to just get the relics right now on the neutral islands. We're going to see Bad Koala try and dock. That is really fortunate for Andy that there just happens to be a galley there. But Bad Koala is going to try and come back on water. And still is posing some type of threat here on land. He's making scouts. And I can't help but feel like I should point out to people who are saying GG right now, this game is going to go on for a long time. I'm not so certain of it. And the monks here get back. They convert their friends back to their side. The monks from Andy have gone down. The siege push can continue. So to all you GGers, love and respect to you. I'm glad you're here. But you don't know freaking Bad Koala, man. Actually, excuse me, it's freaking Andy. Not freaking Bad Koala. Still no farming eco for Andy. His fishing eco will get less efficient over time. It already is. There is farming eco for Bad Koala. There's the transport chip for Andy. Andy did deny this dock, though. I think Bad Koala should be back docking here and not trying to side dock. How does Andy find these? How does he just magically have a galley next to every dock? Super easy to just dive in and then lose everything, as we saw before, because Andy's always waiting. But here, Mangonel goes down. Ooh, that's a big deal. I think it's going to be tough for Andy to ever get Imp at this rate. To get the balance down. But yeah, another dock denied. I mean, poor Bad Koala is going to just rush that one down now. They're still looking at the front all the time, though. I wouldn't mind the Atonement upgrade, actually, from Bad Koala right now. Just convert those monks. You have enough monks here. Andy, finally, he never really added land army. And this is, again, something that's pretty typical for him. He likes his monks in siege. He's going to go for the light cab upgrade now. But Bad Koala does not care, man. And he will go in and he will take the siege and he will back away before losing any more knights to conversions. This is amazing for Koala. And the main TC, the starting TC, will go down now for Koala, who converts his knights back, who's going to lose another knight, who now needs to convert the other knights, but he used all his monks for conversions, so these knights can turn around and kill him. Monks are going down on both sides. The TC could go down. The siege could go down. And Andy, is he going to clear it up again? He looks like it. What a crazy moment, man. We've got scouts, we've got light cav, we've got knights, we've got siege, we've got villagers everywhere that do not want to be going through this. And then we've got a new dock from Bad Koala. Can you see why I was hyped to cast Bad Koala here today? The scrappiness is so fun, man. And I refuse to say he's not in it right now. I really feel as though, even though he's taking these losses, even though Andy's got the lead, if he can just start to send fire galleys out, it's 59 villagers against 63. The difference is the fishing eco. And I think you can kill that fishing eco with fires right now. You can kill the navy that freaking Andy has in theory as well. Andy might be looking to transport knights over to the other side. I mean, that would actually be the best play right now. The second there's no threat here. Love the decision to add rams. The light calf made a big difference. The spear edition made a big difference. I think Andy has officially dealt with this. Now we'll see if Bad Koala can deal with the navy. You know, there's still lots of upgrades for Andy. Andy, notice this dock. But now the fire ships are out, and this is where it becomes a bit messier. Bad Andy versus freaking Koala. What a fun game. Yo, Boom Stereo, welcome back. Thanks for the 8. 3 TCs now for Bad Koala. And I like how Andy's played it, man. Like, Andy's defense has been really good, like we said. The issue now is, with the way the fires are being microed, he's got all these different spots to defend, and he can't really deny shorelines from his opponent, who is trying to get more docks up. You either deny shorelines, or you lose your fish at this point. It looks like he's going to try and mix both, though. Here go the monks. Now, we added additional resources and relics to the neutral islands, because this map is a map where you eventually are going to run out of res if the game is really close. So we wanted further incentive to the player who has the control over the game. And Andy's going to take advantage of that. And we don't really see a lot of production for Bad Koala on water. I think he's going to stop here. And maybe think about Imp. But I personally, I mean, you're not that close to Imp. I personally would have liked to see like 4 or 5 dock fires. And no way, dude. Andy, who has seen this relic with his navy, is going to try and yoink this relic from the opponent's island. Well, that's not happening. It was close, though. I respect it. And now he can convert a villager here. I mean, this villager could build military buildings over here. But the monk was weak. And the monk got smacked. Oh, my God. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Normally, that's a conversion there. But that's, I guess, why you don't send the weak monk to the other side. Villager says no. Take that, Jesus. Okay. Imp is on the way now for Andy. And he has a lot of things he could transport over. This looks hilarious to me. It is rare that at a high level, I just think low elo legends. But when I look at this, that's all my brain tells me. This is a professional game. This is a pro game. And that's what we're seeing. It looks like even like a scenario almost. Villagers and monks head here. Undoubtedly go to this island. It is going to be tough for Bad Koala here. All the GGers earlier who thought Andy had won it were thinking about this moment. Bad Koala, he does have the Fatoria. It is a building that you can place that gives you resources, infinite resources, but it takes up pop space. It costs a lot of resources, and it is almost always rangeable on islands. Something we thought about with this version is like, we didn't want like a Fatoria stack to be unbreakable. And you got to play the early aspects of the game. Bad Koala tried to take it to land. Andy defended so nicely. And I love how he's not messing around with some of the land aspects himself now. Super smart. Now that water control is fully collected, he's going to build a castle here. He's going to use the light cap here. So I think that Caravel unit is your best unit against the Vikings. Bad Koala may feel like that's not an option here. Can someone remind me? It's really embarrassing how I get so confused with water tech trees. But I think Portuguese don't get fast fire. I think they obviously get Castle Age fire ship. They get Galleon. They get Caravel. They get heavy demo. I don't think they should get fast fire. They do not get fast fires. Okay, so that makes sense. So that means it has to be Caravels then. Right now, Red's making some spears to deal with the light cav raids. Andy's ability to defend that push was crazy. It felt like, I mean, his TC almost went down. This TC was so bold. He TC'd his opponent's push. That's so risky. But that is why he's been able to really, make a name for himself over the past year or so. You have to have elite pressure, and you can't make any mistakes, otherwise he will defend from it. Made it look super easy. Can't be overly critical of Bad Koala. I think the Feudal Age opening was a bit rough. Like, he gave up water very easily. But at the same time, I think he gave up water easily because he was thinking about Castle Age and landing with Knights and Siege. So, here are the Caravels. This is the ship, which looks amazing. Also, when the Caravel dies, I think it's the most satisfying death animation. Which YouTube has called me out. I think I haven't made my second episode of most satisfying death animations in AW2. But I've always said that about the Caravel, and I didn't include that in my first episode. And a bunch of you guys were like, hey, where's the Caravel? Is it good enough, though? We already have cannon galleons. Since Hidden Cup 4, which also featured islands, there have been a lot of changes on water. Longboats have been changed in some way. The Fatoria has been changed. Cannon galleons and how easy it is to get to has been changed. So you see how the longboats stack, right? That is actually bad against the way Caravel works. But it feels like Andy just has so much firepower right now. Having elite and these not being elite Caravels, it does not matter. And sure, Bad Koala is going to think, I can do this. Maybe I'm Caravel. Portuguese OP late game, but that is just not enough here. Fatoria is rangeable by Cannon Galleon. We've got a forward castle from Andy. Andy has dominated him here. And as elite Caravel is finally coming in, I want to see, let's zoom in on them dying. Maybe we get to the final one. Look at the way it sinks into the sea. Oh, that is so cool. But yeah, we might not see that much more because the docks are going to be taken out by the longboats. And this game is for freaking Andy. Pretty cool. Any surprises here for you guys? Anyone pleasantly surprised with Bad Koala in that one? I was. I like the energy behind the push. I think that he also played to his strength. The problem is his strength is, in some ways, or at least in this game, countered by Andy's strength, which is the greater eco and then the defense. But if it's not a water map, if that type of push starts against you and you can't have 20 fishing ships, I think it could be different. Andy takes the first game with the Vikings there against the Portuguese and played that nicely. 82 kills, 51 deaths. Economy was beautiful. Don't forget, Vikings get wheelbarrow and handcart for free, so that helped their eco massively. And then again, it was just like, as he's getting pushed, he just said, I will fish boom, and my engagements will be good enough. Eventually mixing in the light cav and whatnot has been awesome. So